These are audacious tasks in inherently risky settings. It's not about just managing risk. It's about doing something truly exceptional in an inherently risky setting and doing it in such a way, A, that you get to the top, you summit, and B, you get back alive. And one of the analyses we did was of luck. It became actually all the work in 25 years I've been associated with. The question that probably has tickled me the most is how do you actually analyze luck? And we figured out how to do that. But what's very interesting about this is if you study luck, you learn that luck is asymmetric as a cause. Luck cannot cause a great outcome, cannot cause great success. Good luck. Bad luck can end it. Bad luck can be a cause. If you get 4 tails in a row or 5 tails in a row, and you know that eventually you're going to get heads again, it doesn't matter if you get killed at tails number 4. And so if over time luck tends to even out, which is what we found, you have to survive the inevitable spates of bad luck in order to be able to have the good luck that enables you on your quest. And so you're on this quest, you're dealing with a lot of luck, good luck and bad luck, and there are very interesting things that they do with luck, and that became a fascinating journey for us to understand. But you've got to survive the bad luck, or it doesn't matter.
Now, if you flip the coin 1,000 times, how many times is it going to be heads and how many times is it going to be tails?
1,000 times it'll come in somewhere fairly close to 500 each. Close. There'll be a little bit of statistical variation.
So
but that doesn't mean you can't
tell us if you do it 5,000 times, it'll still
it'll
come closer.
Let's suppose you're going to get 10, and let's say tails is bad luck.
Right.
Somewhere along that 1,000, you may get 10 flips of tails.
Right.
What if 8 of them kills you? That's why you need to have 3 to 10 times the cash to assets ratio, because someday you're going to get 10 tails. You may need it when you get not 1 tails, not 2 tails, not 3 tails, not 4 tails, not 5 tails, or you get a really big bad piece of luck.
You view these books as leadership guides. Is that what they are?
How do I view them as inquiries.
Yeah. Okay, so they're an inquiry. And what's the genius? What's the wisdom that is asking the right question first?
Always. And it has to be a question you can address with a rigor and with data, because there are a lot of questions I couldn't do that.
And you have to accept the idea you're looking backwards for the data.
No.
You don't?
No. Yes and no.
But why aren't you looking for the 10x companies? They had to already show you they were 10x companies.
Yes, that's true.
So you have to look at history.
You have to look at history to find. Right. So think of it as sports dynasties.
Right.
Okay. And you can take the 49ers of the 80s, and you could take Wooden and his great basketball dynasty. You take Yankees at their best, whatever. And you go back and say, these are our great sports dynasties. Now let's go back and look and see what made those dynasties during that dynasty era different than other teams at that time. That's the essence of our method. And so we're looking at dynastic eras, and we have to find those. You have to go back and find who actually won 10 NCAA championships in 12 years, and then study them. But that doesn't mean you have to rely on retrospective data. What we do, if you go into my basement, you'll see boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of materials. We go back and find all the documentation from the time of the events. And so you're sitting there with Gordon Moore's 1965 Moore's Law article. You're sitting there with the documents and articles and materials on Intel in 1971, written in 1971. And what you try to do is you try to transport yourself back, and to the best of your ability, knowing, of course, we're all human, but you go back and you don't read articles written in 2001 about 1971. You go back and you read materials written in 1971.
Of course.
And try to say, what did the world look like to them then?
Articles, though, I mean, the data has to look, you only get the data from looking backwards.
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct.
And then, but then the leadership factor comes in, because I mean, John Wooden brought some. There was a reason. Yes. Now, can we call that, as some people would like to, an X factor, or can we quantify John Wooden?
I don't know how you quantify wisdom. Can you quantify John Wooden?
I mean, he actually did a lot of interesting things in terms of how he explained leadership and character and performance and his own demand of his players.
Yes, he did.
And all of that contributed to his championships.
Extraordinary championships. What you can do is you can look at the behaviors and decisions that leaders made.
Right.
And correlate those behaviors and decisions with outcomes, and then ask which behaviors have higher correlations with outcomes. Why they made those decisions.
Right.
Why somebody would be driven to go to the South Pole. You can't quantify, but you can quantify things like how many pieces of luck did they get. You can't quantify things like how often did they respond quickly to a fast-moving situation. You
Right.
can quantify what did they do about innovation.
And you
not.
also can't quantify the X factor too.
And I think I increasingly tend to think of the people that we look at as almost like artists.
Right.
And if you were to try to imagine if you could do an interview with Beethoven and you were going to ask him, so why did you go through draft after draft to try to get that amazing shift from the third to the fourth movement in Symphony No. 5 to stop your heart? That you can't quantify, but that why of because I can.